This is LaVay, one of the students in the Nursing Informatics course the summer of 2013. I am doing my YouTube video as directed regarding the use of the EHR and if there is a problem that we see and the possibility of how we might fix that problem. I have been a nurse for 29 years. Most of that time has been spent in ambulatory settings, whether it's procedural or family practice areas. I, for the last 6 years, have been a staff educator with the UW Medical Foundation. Part of my obligations are doing new employee orientation. One of those courses is telephone triage for new RNs to our organization. And that was what I would like to speak to today as far as telephone triage and providing patients with tangible handouts regarding their symptoms that they're having in the home care that we're recommending. I would like to start first with the nursing process because we all understand that. We all understand that. I would like to speak particularly to the evaluation piece at the end because this is what really plays into effect with telephone triage. Did the patient understand the directions that I gave them? Did they know when to call back? Do they understand what to take and when to take it and those types of things? Often I think we just understand that they may or may not. When we're closing the call, we always ask the patient to summarize what we've told them to do, what we've asked them to do. And they're always collaborating the plan with us, and so we're hoping that we have buy-in for what we're asking them to do. We ask them if they're comfortable with this plan, if they understand the plan, and we ask any questions, ask them to clarify anything, and speak to the calling back instructions. Again, all of this is done verbally, so how do we know for certain that the patient really understands and will remember an hour or two from now what we have asked them to do? That is uncertain. The interpreter services that we have at the UW Health within the UW Health organization, the Joint Commission has recommended that we capture when we use these approved interpreters, and not only when they are with the patient, but also if we're translating any after visit summary patient instruction materials for the patient in their primary language, that we would also document and capture that type of activity. I'm also thinking that this type of activity would be great for telephone triage phone calls, as far as being able to provide patient education materials in the patient's language via MyChart or email. The next thing I would like to speak to is a smart phrase that is in our organization. It's .NA generic. And as typical, it goes through all the usual telephone triage pieces as far as symptoms and what's helped, what hasn't helped, things like that. But at the end, you'll notice here that there is a disposition or an advised area. Calling 911, going to the ER, office visit that day, and there isn't a way to expound on all of those areas also. But the one I'd like to speak to today is on home care at the top there. I will go to another screen that actually has an electronic medical record up that's in the telephone triage. It's a telephone encounter basically. And again, you're going to go ahead and start with your reason for call, obviously. We do have a external triage resource here. And then I'd also like to bring your attention right now to the references up here. These are patient education handouts and actually can be used by staff also while they're triaging. So you'll document in this area as far as what kind of symptoms they're having, what they've tried, things like that. But then you'll notice there's a patient instruction area here. Within the patient instruction area, you have the ability to go into this reference area and actually blow in a patient educational tool, such as like on rhinitis or strep throat or whatever the case may be. There's also some patient instructions that have been developed by the UW Health that would blow into that area. I always wondered, though, what good is patient instructions in the telephone encounter? You know, who is that resource for? Obviously, it's documenting the care and the instructions we've given, but I would like to see something more tangible for the patient, something that we can, some way that we could send this to them via MyChart or via email. You will notice under this My Activities button that there is a way actually to send a MyChart message. However, when I go into the MyChart message, you will notice that the references up on top here, also the telephone triage ability on the side that was shown on the telephone encounter, is no longer available to use. Also the .PIs, patient instructions, that can blow in here also do not always format real well. And so those tools that would be very helpful to use during that phone call and would probably be used during that phone call are unavailable when you open up this My Chart message. So if we go back to telephone call, I am I guess looking to see is if there'd be a ability to have another tab or two here where you could send the My Chart message directly from this screen versus clicking, into the My Chart message here. So you'd have the ability to put all your documentation here, click the button down here that would send it on a My Chart message or possibly even email. I'm not sure the complexity of that. So that they would have the exact information that you gave them at the time of the phone call, something that they could reference back to. And that is my proposal. And so thank you for listening. And if you have any ideas or if you have any thoughts, please let me know.